At the start, the saying was there's an app for everything, and now there's a dating app for everyone. From the work-based dating app to the religious dating app to the racial dating app and racist dating apps. There's almost a dating app for everyone. But unfortunately, dating apps don't work like how they used to. Like the CEO of Hinge didn't find his wife on Hinge. Like I preferred it back then when the Match.com founder told all his staff and even his girlfriend to use the app. And Match.com was so successful, he lost his own girlfriend to the app. Like it's so good that it broke you up with your current girlfriend. Now she's in a successful relationship. All because of Match.com. Those are the days where it did matter. They were trying to make it work. Now it's more about let's make as much money as possible. And in this video, I'll be looking into all of that. The reason why dating apps are meant to fail. I look at an alternative that I think works way better than dating apps. In this video, I also look at the history of dating, how it's changed over time from social and family meetups to current dating apps where the system's just rigged against you. And I'll be looking into the male and female perspective because it is rigged for both genders, but in a different way. Because let's be honest, men and women are very different. Even when women go abroad and find themselves abroad, it's not the same as when men do it. I finally found you. I've been expecting you too. This is self-love. I should cover the first obvious fact about dating apps, and that's the fact that there's so many weirdos. 65% of users tend to be married, and from those weirdos there's also fake accounts that created catfish, a term that generated from an MTV show, Catfish.
You're gay.
Obviously, I'm not gay.
Well, it's not so obvious. I mean, you are pretending to be a girl online and having a romantic relationship with a guy, so...
I give it to you. You got me there.
But nowadays, you shouldn't be catfished. Like, honestly, if you're getting catfished now, you're pretty old. You're more likely to get stalked with, like, social media and shit. Talking about catfishing, people like to lie about height as well, saying they're 6 foot. As someone who's 6 foot, I just want to say, no one really knows what 6 foot is. Like, you can pretend to know, but it doesn't really matter. It's just a number that we just all accepted to be, like, a good norm for height. But no one really knows what 6 foot is. By the way, people are pissed off about Tinder adding, like, a height feature to their new app. But, like, Hinge has, like, a race feature. And that's still happening and no one cares. Like, if you're pissed off because you're trying to find someone who's 6 foot over, trust me, you don't have it as hard as me. I've been looking for a Latino within the 8-mile radius and there's none. And I'm still looking. I'm up to 50 miles now. Going to the dating of history, 100 years ago, it was mostly just family, location, community, friends, that kind of stuff. Back then, you kind of knew who you were going to be with. It was just the one local person. It was also kind of too local, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm looking at dating apps. I should also add that dating really did change in the 80s from the introduction of the pill. The pill did come in the 50s, but it really kicked in the 80s. Like, people just fucking and sucking, and let's move on. But to the public eye in the 2000s, dating was very normal. And most of the credit could be given to romantic movies as well as dating shows. We had Blind Dates, we had Take Me Out, we had so many great dating shows. This is a bit of a weird one, but I actually like Flavor of Love. People always said it was fake, and maybe it was. After all, those women just really wanted him for his big clock. Wait, why is the L missing in my script for clock? Anyway, and they also wanted it for his huge penis. Now dating shows are much more of a fuckfest like Love Island. To be fair, I've not actually seen Love Island, but from what it looks like, it's just a bunch of hot people and no dating. I don't know. It should be called Making Love Island.
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I should say first dates, I'll give that credit. I think that's a real genuine experience. Real people who just been sorted on a date. But all the other shows are just misrepresentation of what dating really is. 2012 came along and Tinder started, and to be fair, it was actually Grindr that started the whole dating app thing, but Tinder was the straight one, and I'm not really going to talk about the gay one because I'm not doing any of that research. In 2012, there was a negative stigma when it came to dating app, but this negative stigma quickly disappeared over time when people just started getting used to just going in the app, meeting new people, but the system's rigged. Back in 2017, Match Group bought Tinder, and then they bought Hinge. It focuses on the success of its company, and that's fair. It's a big company. It's supposed to try to make as much money as possible. These dating apps are becoming more like one of those casino apps. It's a big corporation that have a lot of shareholders, and these shareholders need to get paid. Because of this, their tactics have changed. Now there's so many more tiers. Tinder originally started with one tier, now has multiple tiers. And by the way, talking about tier systems, Tinder is starting a $500 tier system. For that kind of quality, I am expecting to not only get the best of Tinder experience, also the CEO of Tinder, Spencer Rasco, to come over and give me a happy ending so good that it makes me question my sexual orientation. That's the only case where I'm paying $500. The only app that didn't sell to Match Group was Bumble, but even they're having tough times trying to be able to financially support themselves. Like, Bumble wants to introduce AI, where AI can speak on your behalf. So the whole flirting thing will just be between AI. So you can use AI, the other person can use AI, and now you're speaking to each other with AI. You're not even involved. That's just AI. I think South Park did an episode about this, by the way, where, you know, AI gets involved with the whole texting. And I don't know when the AI stops and when I get involved. Like, how far is this going to go? Am I there sitting in a cock chair enjoying AI? This is making me Microsoft. You know, this is too cheesy. When Match Group took charge, they bought Tinder on 2017, Hinge in 2018, Match.com, OkCupid, and a majority of big ones like Pair from Japan, Chispa for Latinos, I'm going to get on that very soon, and Upward for Christians. But you might be thinking, well, in that case, I'm just not going to pay for it. There's loads of people who don't pay for it. That's normal. But they have tricks. And that's why the men's experience and the women's experience are far different. When it comes to men, there are so many swipes, but hardly that many likes. In fact, 10 to 20% of men actually get a majority of the likes. And that's because on dating apps, it's mostly men. Dating apps are a lot like a nightclub in Thailand. It's mostly a cockfest. For every one woman, there's 4 men. The success rate are less likes. So through so much competition, men find that the only way they can really stand out is by paying for it. Paying to get super likes, paying for high tier premiums. But even that doesn't guarantee a like. But to be fair though, if it's not paying for the dating app, men will find weird ways to try to get laid. I recently heard about this one thing called performative men. Hear. I believe in women's rights. May I live? And females have it very different. They go through hundreds of likes.
Is this what you're talking about? 1,500?
Most of the men that they're not even interested in. And most of those men have just swiped through, not even looking at her profile. So how does a woman end up trying to find the one? Well, buying. But with the odds of mostly men on the dating app, you're not gonna go and find the one that easily. It might take some time, but I'm not a woman, so you know, this is what I found online, you know. So you know, they have look, at the end of the day, when it comes to these dating apps, if you want to pay to speed up, much like any of these mobile apps, much like anything, to speed up your opportunity to get the VIP treatment, technically, you could pay to play. And it doesn't guarantee finding the one or even finding a date. And I think the only dating app I would really want to pay for is a sugar mommy one. At least that's an investment, you know what I mean? Hinge's slogan is designed to be deleted. I've never heard of a suicidal company. Have you ever heard of a suicidal company? I know that Bumble has recently implemented Bumble BFF, so they're trying to capitalize on relationships through friendship as well as dating relationships. But I will say is Bumble BFF for me would be way worse than the current Bumble, because current Bumble, if you get rejected, that's fine. It happens. It is what it is. But Bumble BFF is just a guy who looks at your profile and is like, I don't want to be friends with this guy. Like, that will fucking hurt me. Like, imagine if that was real life. Dude, we have like the exact same hobbies. We should hang out or something. No, man, I can't. Because I'm moving abroad. I can't because I'm moving abroad. Oh shit. I should start speaking quick again. Fuck. This has happened twice already. So what's the alternative? I would say find 3 things you really like. Whether it's rock climbing, running, painting, whatever it is, find it, go out, do it. You might find some new friends. You might find a serious relationship. For my family, this is not the reason why I'm single. This is not like a whole video explaining. It's just a regular video, okay? Stop watching my video. In fact, I don't know why you're watching my video. Just move on. And if you're not a family member of mine, make sure to subscribe.
Blind date. Now, will it be love at first sight tonight? Come in, the lads!
My name is Mo Maglio. I make a lot of dick jokes on YouTube videos. I talk about mostly nothing, but in like a funny way. And I can do this. So if that makes your pussy wet, let me know. Thank you very much for watching. Check out my videos, subscribe, follow. I don't really know what else I might be missing. I've been Mo Maglio. Cool.